Good morning. Today is Monday, April 1st. The year is 2024. Happy April Fool's Day, whatever that means. I need to look up the history of April Fool's Day and how it came to be. It's almost 8 o'clock here in the morning. I've been up for about an hour or two. Waiting for the workers to get here. I had to move my car and I try to do a bunch of stuff. We're getting close. In fact, I will post some pictures of the roof installation that's going on here. It looks much the house. I love it. Hopefully we will have part of it done by Tuesday. There's a big rainstorm coming tomorrow. We're trying to beat the rain over here. They did take yesterday off, which was Easter Sunday. These days fly by. So, I don't know how much to get done. This is a massive roof system over here. We had to replace some rotten wood and just a lot of stuff had to be replaced. And then in my gutters up there, when you talked about like I wasn't going to happen here. I may have to have the gutters re-stretched out or something. I don't know. But anyway, it's a beautiful day. I just saw a report that popped up on my feed from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. It came out today about the Atlanta having the third highest HIV rate in the nation. And what they mean is the third highest in new infections. And I think we were behind. New HIV case rate in Metro Atlanta is the third highest in the nation. So we're the third highest in new infections, people who test positive for HIV. Y'all, let me say this. Well, let me read this first. The 20-county Atlanta metro area had the third highest rate of new HIV diagnoses among U.S. metro areas in 2021. We are now in 2024, so this is about 3 years. They're running 3 years behind. 1,562 new cases, a rate of 25.4 new diagnoses out of every 100,000 people in the metro area. It's 1,560, not a lot of people for new diagnoses, but remember we're running 3 years behind. And this was the rate is two times greater than all other metropolitan areas and 2.5 times higher than the rate nationwide. The Atlanta area accounted for more than half of all 2,300 new HIV diagnoses in Georgia that year. So in 2021, in the state of Georgia, 2,371 people were tested positive. Those are the ones who went and got tested. Because remember, a lot of folks are not getting tested. So they don't even know they have HIV or that they're living with HIV. I said I wasn't going to do any more reports or videos about HIV. And this is the reason why. Because as you read this report in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, there's a line that stood out to me. Black and Hispanic males accounted for most of the new infections, and half of new HIV Black and Hispanic males accounted for most of the new infections, and half of new HIV infections among women were in Black women. So most of the male infections are Black and Hispanic, and most of the women, half of the women who test positive are Black women. Our epidemic is primary African American. That sentence right there is why, for me, I'll say this and some people get offended, I don't know, but HIV is a Black thing. And it's always been since day one. We done ran and hid our head in the sand for so long. I have so many friends and associates who are living with HIV, living wonderful lives. In fact, many of them have never been sick. They have great medications out here that work. If you live in Atlanta and you turn on in fact, they're running a commercial right now for HIV medications right now on this news. Every day, all day, you will see commercials for HIV medications and other medications too. I don't think I've ever seen a commercial for high blood pressure medication on TV. I don't. If y'all have seen a blood pressure commercial, let me know. I don't think I've never seen one. Y'all know I have high blood pressure and I take my medicine every night. But there's so much education out here, so much knowledge available. But if we reject that knowledge and we don't want to talk about it, and we get mad when people do talk about it, are we going to pretend it doesn't exist? Like I said, I got friends I've known who've been living with HIV for decades. And some of them have never been sick. The medicines they have out now are so excellent, and the people are living normal lives. I don't think we're going to be able to change the trajectory of what's going on with Black Americans and HIV. And one of the reasons why, as you read this report, and you go deeper in the report, the report points out that while other places the numbers have declined dramatically, in Black urban areas, the numbers continue to rise. So, for some reason, I'm not sure I wanted to see that. You know, we have PrEP. I'm on PrEP. Been on it for years. There are medicines where people can take their medicine. It can be undetectable. And I don't know why, and I've never quite understood this, but many Black Americans are very anti-medication. When I used to go to the barbershop, I would hear people in the barbershop say, "Oh, I ain't taking that blood pressure medicine. You're going to have me taking a pill for the rest of my life." And I would look like, well, I've been taking blood pressure medicine since I was in high school. It's about keeping me alive and keeping my blood pressure from destroying my kidneys. I found out I was in high school in the mid-'80s that I had high blood pressure. Didn't even know what it was. I was getting a physical, getting ready to run track, and they said, "Oh, your blood pressure's high." And I remember thinking, didn't understand it, didn't know what it was, had to do my own research. We didn't have no internet back then. You do realize that, right, y'all? I was going to my mother and asking about high blood pressure wouldn't do no good because she didn't even know it was hereditary ran in our family, my father's side of the family. All my mother knew was Jesus. But I couldn't call him because he don't exist. I get Jesus on the phone and say, ask him, do you explain to me what this medicine is and how this works? Oh, this man already. This is just roof up on that roof. I was wondering how he was going to fix that. I'm going to have to climb up there, y'all. I'm going to have to climb up on that roof today because I see you got some questions. But I was also asking, there's a vent pipe that's coming about the roof, and I'm wondering, I kept wondering, how are you going to get around that? Or replace that? I mean, are we going to replace that? Are we replacing it? I'm going to go up there and ask. I need a translator in a minute. We got some questions this morning. It's Monday morning, 8 o'clock. They up there on the roof, ready to work. They're up there milling around. They're out here. But as I was saying, my mother couldn't have explained to me what high blood pressure was. And, of course, for me being a teenager, not understanding it, I wasn't very compliant as a teenager. In high school, I was taking the pills, didn't understand it. You know, I understand it more now as an adult. But even then, I wasn't running into the type of negativity towards medicine that I see now. Everybody's so anti-medicine today in 2004. I've had friends and associates sit right here in this kitchen and say they're not taking the HIV medication. And I would look, and I don't argue with people anymore. I try to steer people in the right direction. I try to get to the root of the problem. Why would you not want to take these medicines that work? I've had people say they're not taking the HIV medications or they're not taking a high blood pressure medicine, or they're not getting treated for this and that. And it's just very, very, very anti-medication. I'm like, well, where is this ignorance coming from? I don't get it. Some of the stuff that comes out my nieces and nephews' mouth when it comes to medicine, I'm just like, well, where did this... The only thing I can think is the internet has filled people's heads with a bunch of ignorant information that's not accurate. If you take blood pressure medicine, it's going to destroy your kidneys. I'm like, well, where do y'all get this information from? And I'm going to look up Google for the stuff, and I don't see none of the stuff. I guess I ain't Googling on TikTok and other places. I don't know where they get this information, because some people just firmly believe if you take blood pressure medicine, it's going to destroy your kidneys. When it's the opposite. If you don't take blood pressure and you medication and you don't get your blood pressure under control, high blood pressure will destroy your kidney and heart. I know plenty of folks who dead and gone who did not take their blood pressure medicine. I have a friend who just got out of the hospital. I have multiple friends over the past 12 months I know of who have been hospitalized damn near death because they wouldn't take their blood pressure medication. I've never understood it. And you can't make somebody do something that they are adamantly against. I don't want to take that medicine. I take my medicine. These are the pills I take every night. Prep, big old white pill. Losartan, HT is my blood pressure medication. Ambien to help my ass sleep. Goddamn, I don't even take it every night, but I do. I say I like to sleep. Goddamn, fuck that shit. And a vodka and cranberry to wash it all down. Just teasing about the vodka and cranberry. Oh no, I ain't. Occasionally, you will wash all that down with a vodka and cranberry. Is that considered medicine? It should be. Help you to sleep. Why are these numbers so high in our community? I mean, I've been sexually active since I was a teenager. I think both the vast majority of everyone is at some point in time going to have sex. Luckily, I was in an area, I was very aware of, STDs and HIV. So when I was having sex in my late teens, early 20s, I made sure that everybody I messed around with, we wore a condom. Back then, they didn't have these medications, antiviral medications, to keep people healthy like they do now. I lost a lot of friends back then. So for me personally, it's like, me using a condom. And I just think using a condom for me is what saved my life back then. And I didn't have I had limited sexual partners. I didn't fit I wasn't one of them hot boys back then. I was kind of, I wasn't, I wasn't one of them people that my friends were more the in crowd than me, so to speak. So for myself personally, it might have been a blessing. But again, they have such great medications available. And I don't understand why so many African Black Americans have made the choice they're not going to take the medicines, and let me pause this for a second. Let me talk to him. I may have to cut this video a little short because we got some questions that you're trying to figure out up there on this roof. So anyway, I may have to cut this video short. I'm going to complete this when I get back, because I'm going to have to go up on this roof and look at some stuff with him. But basically, y'all, the whole HIV thing, I think is troubling, because it just doesn't have to be that way. If we can get everyone who's positive, to take their medications and become undetectable, there's no chance there's so much fear of people who go get tested and get treated, get to undetectable levels. I think we probably could end this issue or bring the numbers down significantly within the Black community. We're trying to get people to get tested and in treatment, when everybody's so anti-medication these days, I just don't get it. I mean, I look at crazy stuff. I look at these women who are dying from cervical cancer who had an opportunity to get that immunization for HPV. The HPV immunization has been around for years now, and a lot of people have opted not to get it, and they're dying now because they're battling from cervical cancer or throat cancer that could have been avoided. I don't know what to say about the level of ignorance when I hear people talking about these medicines and immunizations and why they won't do it. And I don't know what to say. If I had children, my children are going to be immunized against everything. It's a mean, cruel world out there. I had hepatitis B back in the mid-90s, late 90s. I didn't even know what it was. And the first thing they say is, you weren't immunized? And back then, they would only immunize you for hepatitis B if you were going off to college. Well, I never made it to college, so I didn't have the immunization. Now they immunize hepatitis B much earlier in life. Luckily, my body was able to recover from that hepatitis B episode and begin producing antibodies, and my body was able to control it, and I don't have hepatitis B anymore. But that was a learning experience for me because I hadn't even heard of hepatitis B at that point. I was about 26 years of age. I felt like a fool. Like, how did I not know about this? But now I know about every motherfucking thing. I do my research and read. You can give me one time, you ain't gonna give me again. And I've learned that, unfortunately, a lot of young people in that article who are testing positive at HIV in their 18, 19, 20 years of age in this time period that we live in now, 2021, 2020, these years, they don't even know what HIV is, and they don't know. Kind of hard to believe, huh? But they don't know. The schools are not properly educating the people about sex education. There's this war going on in these schools. I mean, they just want to keep people dumb and stupid. I grew up in the 80s where HIV was discussed everywhere, in school, on music videos, radio. I remember Magic Johnson discussing his status. Magic Johnson's alive and well, and people say, oh, he found a cure. He ain't taking medicine. He does. These ignorant ass, and y'all niggas ignorant as hell. You know what to say. But I am going to come back today and do another video on the subject matter I really wanted to discuss. You know, I meet people who move to Atlanta. Man, they come to Atlanta and they suffer. So I got to go back to the Atlanta subject matter. A lot of people I met a guy, I see him at the gym all the time. He finally came up and talked to me, and he was telling me about all the shit he went through in Atlanta. I'm just shaking my head, sitting there thinking, I talked about this in my YouTube videos. He didn't even know I had a YouTube video, John. He's like, I never even heard of you before. I never seen you. I just seen you in the gym. I said, you go watch these videos. Atlanta is, I don't know. We'll talk about that. Anyway, let me go climb up on this roof because I got some stuff we need to take care of this morning because we got to get this shit finished because it's about to storm over here. Today is Monday. It is April 1st, the year is 2024. Let me go climb up on, fall off the damn roof. They're looking around me. I got to go see what he's talking about. And I'm out of here, and I'll speak to you all later. Have a great Monday.